I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. Live, live, live everywhere. Live, live, live everywhere. Okay. All right. It's my first time using this joint. Right, sure. But we're gonna get into the Akashic record today. I'm gonna do, this is my thing. It's an aspect of me, progression. I told you, just breaking it up. So I've noticed that I do a little talking in between in the beginning. So I'm just going, but the topic today is going to be the Akashic record, how to access your Akashic record. And what is that all about? There's so much. I get these students for my questions. So when I hear one person ask me, I think it's, thousands of people asking the same question. So the Akashic record, first and foremost, self-gnosis. Self-gnosis. Everything I taught you about self-gnosis or that you know about self-gnosis is how you access your Akashic record. It's who you've always been. Your Akashic record, your cells. The cells of the body have all the information of who you have ever been. So on a physical, mental, and a spiritual level, you can access your Akashic record. This is what they do when they do the DNA thing and such. You get the version of, let me look at this screen too. You you get the version of the watered down timeline. Oh, you from here, you from there. Your real Akashic record will show a time part when you was on this planet, uh, what they know in which they probably can access, but a time part through technology and such, but a time when you was on the planet when it was one big landmass. You understand me? Prior to the Pangea, that's what I'll tell you about. You have to combine the studies. Like I always tell you, what I tell you about the books. I might grab some books and show you. Might not. Same damn books I show you all the time. But with the forbidden archaeology, with the timeline, helping you out with your timeline right there. And then also the books I've given you on your divinations, how to do your own divinations. These things are showings of how you access your Akashic record. So now there's a couple things, Papi, that's kind of maybe something you can get that off the internet possibly. But I'm always going to give you the occult mastery to it. I'm always going to one up that shit that you hear, the mundane shit you hear, about the Akashic record. So one, uh, it can be accessed through technology. The information in your Akashic record is in your cells. Uh, Two, if I hadn't mentioned this, I'm going to tell you this is two. Your Akashic record can be accessed through meditation, long meditation. You understand me? Three, your Akashic record could be accessed through different psychedelics and drugs, such as dimethyltryptamine, DMT, and other things they got. These things open up quadrants of the brain and such, and giving you a heightened meditative experience. But you can get that through meditation. You don't have to go that way. Four, self-gnosis. I mentioned that one. That's the way you can access your Akashic record. Self-gnosis. Your Akashic record is so simple. It's so uh, they try to make it elusive. Before I get into the other stuff, maybe I'll tell you some things. Maybe you ain't never heard this before. Who knows? But your Akashic record is so simple. It has everything to do with how you feel, what you feel about self, what your natural proclivities are, what your natural inclinations are. You understand me? But we've been disconnected from self. So it becomes this elusive thing like, who have I been? Who have I always been? So through the process of meditation, where you take off these layers, take off these things, which is extremely important, take off these titles because we have become too married to titles. You understand? And this is something that stifles you in self-gnosis because these are all these things that people put on you. These are all these things that you've been put on to you since you was a child. None of them got shit to do with who the fuck you really are. You understand me? Inconsequently, you understand me? Everything from a child you taught us about something else. You go to school to be taught about something else. Nothing is being taught about self, and to the point where you meet an adult and they'll laugh at you if you talk about horoscope or astrology, numerology, or such. You understand me? They will laugh at you. They think self gnosis is such a joke. So these people are so separated from self. You understand me? Self gnosis is the study of self. How do you relegate that as something beneath you? And that you are above that. You understand me? That's just ignorance. This is why people have an issue with their self-esteem. You understand me? Like I told you, your Akashic record got everything to do with how you esteem, how you know self, how you esteem self. From this is how you esteem self is directly tied to your Akashic record. You understand me? It's who you always been. You understand me? When you look at the planets, you understand me? Because this is what you're doing when you go do self-gnosis. You're not just it's not no motherfucking you pulling motherfucking shit out the air. You looking at what the planets was doing. That's some important shit. Like damn. So the planets is directly tied to self. The planets is tied to your ass like a motherfucking, one of those things you see a thing with the strings hanging from it and you move it, the puppet. That's how intrinsically you are connected to everything in this motherfucker. You understand me? You can't go. I can go. It's so much, so much more behind what we know, behind what you know, and that I'm not telling you and I'm not speaking on. You couldn't even handle that shit, but it's gonna come out. I got some things coming out. I'm actually producing something, some literature, so I can give you my complete thought on some things that's going on that I've been allowed to be able to get access to because of what I've been studying and such. But you know, uh, as of right now, I'm telling you, you understand, who you are is so intrinsically and tied to what the occurrences with the stars, the planets, everything, the water, the elements. It's like strings on a puppet. So when you read this information, you understand me, you are accessing your Akashic record. You understand me? When you read information like this, I don't get no motherfucking money yo, I go so hard on these people's books. Let me tell you something. It's not about these books. It's about something that is done for me in my life and shit that I seen. So Papi not gonna bullshit you. I just gotta give you what's been powerful in my life and what I seen being powerful in other people's life. And my students got some better shit than I got. This joint you can get for like $4, $5, $7 on eBay. Fuck Amazon. Get it from eBay. Get your books bootleg from eBay. You understand me? I'm working something out with eBay so I can the books that I'm referencing y'all I can get something off of that shit. But fuck eBay. For the discriminatory practices. You understand me? But I love that shit. That just you don't understand. I've been getting in trouble my whole life. So when I get in trouble, that just tell me I'm doing something right. You understand me? My whole life. You understand me? I've been bucking against the hologram, bucking against school, bucking against all these other things. And come to find out it's all bullshit. You understand me? What was I supposed to be in school for? Doing the right thing, getting my white supremacy indoctrination? You understand? Like, what was that about? You understand? And it was all lies. So I feel good and confident in the way I've been living my life. You understand me? When I reach the parameters of some shit, you understand me? That means I'm doing something right. It's a hologram. You are a divine being. You're not supposed to be in no motherfucking people's boxes and shit. How it's supposed to go. But anyway, you understand me? And this is a fucking prison in and of itself. I'm gonna go deeper with you on that shit. But first I gotta start you where you at. You understand me? Your all of this shit, like I told you. What I told you. I just told you, right? I told you. It's like strings to a puppet. Is the puppet free? So your astrology, your astronomy, all these things that covers, why they got you tied to the planets? So I'm telling you, it's deeper than you know. But I'm gonna get to that later. But first, I gotta at least tell you that you tied to the planets. Then I'm gonna tell you why you tied to the planets. You understand me? But you tied to the planets. That's how you access your Akashic record. And the occult mastery that I'm gonna go into that you ain't gonna hear nowhere else, because that's just the mundane. If you're listening to somebody who got some knowledge on some of this shit, they can tell you everything I just told you. You're not gonna hear what I'm about to tell you nowhere. You understand me? Uh, I don't know why that is. Maybe because it was just given to me, or I don't know. There might be somebody talking about it. But anyway, the bitches. The bitches, queens, black queens, melanated queens, you got to stop calling yourself witches. You understand me? I dare a white queen, a white person dealing with this shit to call herself a bitch. White women calling themselves witches all over the planet. I dare a white woman to call herself a bitch. That's where the power is at. And the bitches was the ones who told us our Akashic record as children. As children, when we were born, our parents, you understand me, used to bring us to the bitches. The bitches were highly revered in society. The bitches were at the helm of society. How could that be? Like the one of the worst derogatorisms that we think we have was actually a highly venerative term. You understand me? And the bitches was the ones who accessed the Akashic records. Now, who are the bitches today? The black melanated queens. So when you go to these queens, one of my students, I told her this was her lineage because she was getting visits and shit like that from these energies. Oh, that's part of your lineage. And I seen some wilder shit. I was telling her some shit about what I seen. I was looking at her Akashic record. You understand me? Because Papi, you understand me, is part of that lineage. You understand? I'm part of that lineage. I'm gonna go into some of that later on about, get deep into that later on, but I try to stay where we are right now. But I started accessing her Akashic record. You understand me? Which is not really hard for me. It's just ABC 1, 2, 3, and you can access your Akashic record too. But I also I invoke more shit. You understand me? Digging into the meta. It's more information in the meta. The books is paramount. You stand on the books. And if you have access to the meta like we do, and you acknowledge that you have access to the meta, to the information all around you, you stand on the motherfucking books just like a ladder or just like a staircase, and you get some shit more than other people got. And it's just kind of like ABC 1, 2, 3. And I promise you, you got the power too. You understand me? The melanin give you the power. You understand me? It ain't nothing special about me. So that's why I tell people it's special, something special about all of us. But that's why I tell people you can do your own fucking readings. You can find your own heads. So I'm gonna do some more shit like that. And this is just the prelude to me working out and stuff. But I'm gonna actually organize some of these thoughts and give it to you guys in a longer conversation with some more stuff and such. But your Akashic record, I was talking about the ancient priestesses, the bitches. You understand me? And the powerful. And these queens, you want to still really get your shit rocking, you got to call yourself, or you got to do something, or you got to walk a road, travel a path that most can't follow. That's what the fuck you see me doing. You understand? Go look online and see chaos spirituality. Look how much fear is invoked in white folks when they're trying to do it. You understand me? And it's just nature spirituality to us. You understand me? Because of what's going on in the planet, we've organized it as a tool of protection, a weapon to protect against white aggression. You understand me? But you gotta have some shit that people can't follow. That Babalawo shit, that shit don't impress me. You know what I'm saying? Too many white folks got it and doing it. And can tell me more. White folks can tell me more. Speak Yoruba better than me. Speak these African dialects better than me. Tell me all about myself. I'm like, oh really? So that make you superior to me in this shit? You understand? You got to. One of the things that we do, and we talking about something else right now, and I just kind of want to keep it to the Akashic record, but I'm gonna dip into this right quick on why we do chaos and why we do whatever you want to call it. I do more than chaos. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you what you can find it on the internet and YouTube as, and see what they say about it. You want to fuck with that shit, they can't fuck with. Aleister Crowley, all of these white occultists that I'm talking about that I introduced you to, they went crazy fucking with our shit. And a lot of it is just regular natural yoga. Chakra. Let your ass get deep into some yoga. Let your ass get deep into some energy work. You invoking the motherfucking, you opening up your melanated glands. Okay, cool. White folks is doing the same thing. They're not supposed to do that. They don't have the capacity to do that. So they be going crazy, getting those surges of, opening up that they doing our ancient practices to activate our spiritual shit as part of existing in the hologram. All of our spirituality is a base of existing in this motherfucker. So anything that you say that's spiritual, it can be looked at. You can stand on it scientifically. You understand? There's nothing mystical about it. You understand? This is all of our ancestors' spirituality that's been turned into religions was based off of us looking around at our environment and see how we should better react and interact with our environment. You understand? That's all it was. And it's these perfect stories. I love the story. I always be telling you, there's plenty of stories out there. But I love Nana, the story of Nana. I call it an ill Nana, but it's a perfect story, you know, perfect monologue on the thing that happened with the feminine and masculine energy, uh, matriarchal. And I have another one. I have several books, man. I already told you about. Uh, I have another book that actually kind of goes into that whole thing about the matriarchal and patriarchal energy, the feminine and masculine energy. And, it was all a feminine energy. The time that I'm talking about, where we could find our records all date back to when it was a soul feminine energy. And it talks about, the feminine energy got way to the planet. The feminine energy was all over the planet doing its thing. You know what I'm saying? The feminine energy fell in love with the masculine energy. And then the feminine energy for balance, because feminine energy wants everybody to live. The feminine energy makes way for everybody, everybody's personalities, everybody's ways of doing things. The thing that creates destruction is the fact that everybody trying to do what's supposed to be fit into these molds and such. You understand? When the feminine energy respected everybody's dynamicness. You understand? The masculine energy was like, okay, cool. So she gave the feminine energy gave the masculine energy way. You know what I'm saying? Let the masculine energy, what they say, you give them a foot, they take them out. You understand? Masculine energy, we about war and shit, taking over shit, conquering. This is mine. This is my land right here. So it became that type of thing. And our ancestors wrote about this. The seers saw, the bitches told the stories, all these stories that we get. We looking back in the past. The mythologies, when you get into mythology, and I don't know why I'm getting into this so much, but I'm just running my mouth. When you get into mythology, you are looking back at the past, at the people talking about the present, and in the present, the bitches was talking about the future. You understand me? So when you look into mythology, we are looking at the past of a people in the present talking about what we're going through right now with the white folks coming through all over the planet. That's what you look at when you look at Egypt, Nubia, and every motherfucking mythology monologue past that. Everybody predicting that these deficient ones, these whatever ones, they got so many different names they call them, Tamahu, children of Daldabra. You understand me? Y'all Daldabra, whatever. These people was coming. So all this shit was talking about. But anyway, that's how you access your Akashic record. No self. Who cares about who you've been, right? Who cares about who you've been in the past? Get comfortable with self right now. And that's your access to your past. Inadvertently, if you want to know about your past, look at your present. You understand? But uh you have to take what's been put off on you have to take what's been put on you out of you. You understand me? Everything that's in your mental sphere, you got to take that shit off. You understand? You have to learn how to esteem self. Self-esteem is directly tied to your Akashic record. You understand? The esteem in a self. Some people's self-esteem is all fucked up. Like, cause they make it such a horrible thing to believe in you. Oh, you arrogant, you egotistical. I'm all of these motherfucking things that make you say you supposed to believe in self. Unequivocally, whoever the fuck say what. Everything. But they make it so derogatory. Why you gotta be derogatory to believe in self? You understand? Self-serving, self, whatever. All the derogatory things they say about self. People who believe in themselves. It's a derogatory thing to be self-empowered and to believe in your word and your thoughts unequivocally, no matter what you see. But that's actually a school of dimension mastery. One of the first books that we really gonna hit hard and get into, and I talk about all the time, is The Science of Mind. That's all you need. You understand? I don't need no students. I got students. Students come to me, and if you're the right fit, I'm gonna rock with you. So that's cool. But I don't need no students. You don't need to be submit to Papi as your leader, your spiritual, whatever. I give you everything. So if you can read, you good. You understand me? People who come to me, they want to be in my life. It's love. Like, yo, I'm building community through the shit I'm doing. And I just can't help but give, how I give it up. So I'm not really looking for, that shit. I'm not looking to really teach people. I got this shit that you're learning right here online. Hit my Cash App. That's how you can show Papi love. Hit my Cash App. I'm teaching you shit you ain't heard nowhere else. Hit my Cash App, nigga. Hit Papi Cash App, nigga. Hit my Cash App. I'm dead so serious about that shit, nigga. So serious about that shit, nigga. You understand? I'm telling you, it blow my mind. You know what it's worth to you. You know what it's worth to you. Come on. You know who you paying. You know who you going places and paying for shit. These motherfuckers, you paying niggas for shit. You understand? You can't pay Papi for nothing. You understand? My students who come to me, I do commitment ceremonies, and I'm like, yo, these niggas paying somebody $500 plus thousands of dollars for somebody who won't even for a spiritual leader who won't even say I'm committed to you for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm committed to you, my nigga. It don't cool. You can't pay for that shit. You can't give me no dollars to tell me I'm committed to you. You understand me? I'm committed off your energy. You understand? Your energy, you got the right energy, cool. And you don't have to come to me because I make it so fluent because this is a part of our collective growth. If you really understand mine, you understand, give the shit to the motherfuckers. Give to the shit people. I heard somebody say, I said a meme, heard a meme, seen a meme. If somebody if somebody giving some shit for free, watch out, it's dangerous. You damn motherfucking right, it's dangerous. This shit is dangerous. I'm giving you all this knowledge and all this wisdom. It's dangerous. How to think, how we supposed to be thinking, how we supposed to been taught how to access ourselves. And these niggas making it all elusive, making you go through these 5-year programs. Oh, I gotta show you how to become somebody so you can access your Akashic record. When people come to me, I'm already in self-empowering mode. You understand me? I'm already self-empowering mode, empowering you. You understand me? To do your own motherfucking work. Buy the books. You understand? Buy the books. You understand? I don't need nobody leaning on me. I got enough people. You understand me? I promise you. If you got love for me, let's go. And I ain't is, and what is it? You know what you do when you go to church? You bring your time, you volunteer. The church got the biggest volunteers, and more of y'all niggas been Christians. I was one. That's how I know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was there up in the church, volunteering my motherfucking time, nigga. So was my queen, so was my fucking family, my daughter up in the church, nigga. So what you talking about? Give me your time. What else I want? If you don't have the time, that means you got money. If you ain't got time, you got money. And I'm teaching you some shit. You understand? But that's between you and the energies you fuck with. I don't need to do all of that, anything. But I'm gonna have a good time, whatever. You have a good time. Time, energy, your energy. You guys, when you heart my shit and send me, that's feeding my love language. That's just full of shit. I love that shit. I reject, you have to get to a point where you feed yourself though, because y'all niggas hear me and caught up in the scandal. Next thing you know, you motherfucker, fuck Papi. Papi did this. Papi's a motherfucker, fuck Papi. Like I did Dr. Umar. Like that's why I keep it a bit up. You ain't ever gonna hear me corner scandal. You know what I'm saying? If you heard some shit, I'm like, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, that was me. That was Papi. I get it rocking, I get it shaking. But other than that, I'm not the fraudulency, disqualifies you from, leading anybody spiritually or telling anybody how you leading the way spiritually and you fraudulent. So with that being said that, we just building and moving and I'm about to do my workout and whatever. I'm here, Papi. So I'm ending this stream on you to do. Yes, I'm sure I went in that one. And now